coming up on OU Nightly. Mateer Mania, the latest on OU's quarterback chaos heading into the Texas game. And something other than football will be filling up the Palace. Hear which country star we've confirmed is coming to Owen Field.
Well, a big cool down today, but I fear warmer temperatures on the way. I'll have that and your game day forecast for this Saturday down there in Dallas. This is OU Nightly.
Today, all eyes are on Everest practice facility as we await news on Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Julia Roberts.
And I'm Carla McCreary. We begin tonight with an update on Mateer's condition after suffering an injury in the Auburn game.
OU Nightly sports anchor Landon Thomas joins us with a full breakdown on the biggest story in Norman. Landon, what's the latest?
Yeah, Julia, Carlin. ESPN's Pete Thamel reports that Mateer is attempting a return for the Red River Showdown. He had surgery on his throwing hand nearly 2 weeks ago by Dr. Stephen Shin in Los Angeles, and the timeline would allow for a potential return for OU Texas. The OU football team practiced indoors on Monday, which caught the public's attention. According to OU football head coach Brent Venables, it was because it was 90 degrees outside and OU installed an AC in their indoor facility months ago. Coming up later in sports, hear more on Venables on Mateer.
It's day 7 and we're following the government shutdown. Our partners Gaylord News in Washington have the latest on Capitol Hill. Leah, why is the Senate in a deadlock?
Yeah, so Republicans are insisting that Democrats vote to open the government back up, but Democrats are holding off until these plans include healthcare extensions. President Trump has said that he is open to working with Democrats and making a negotiation if they agree to vote to open the government back up first. Democrats have said that they will not agree to this until there are predetermined agreements regarding healthcare extensions.
Thanks, Leah. Now, what is the Oklahoma delegation saying?
Senator Langford has expressed his frustrations towards the shutdown and how he believes that if the government was back open right now, they could be working on negotiations with Democrats. He claims that Senate Republicans are working to get their bill passed and the government back open, and then that's whenever they can start their negotiations.
And how are people currently being impacted by the shutdown?
So we are currently starting to see delays at many major airports due to the shortage of staffing. With the lack of pay during the shutdown, airport personnel like TSA and air traffic control are starting to see high rates of absenteeism as workers call out of work. There have been reports of unusually long TSA lines, and ground delays are being implemented as flights are prohibited from taking off until sufficient staffing is secured. Also, reports are coming today from the New York Times about how furloughed employees may not see back pay. This comes from a memo from the White House indicating that only essential employees will get pay once the shutdown is over. President Trump has said that he will, quote, follow the law and what the law says is correct. We'll continue to follow this story as it progresses.
Thanks, Leah. OU Nightly reached out to Will Rogers Airport to see if they have been impacted by the lasting shutdown. They say airport federal employees will receive their final paychecks this week and are keeping a lookout for any impacts going forward. And it feels like we finally got a glimpse of fall temperatures outside today.
OU Nightly meteorologist Isaac Walters joins us live from the South Oval. Isaac, with OU Texas right around the corner, will students need to plan on keeping some jackets out?
I really wish that was the case. We've kind of seen an overcast day here in Norman. It's been pretty nice and calm outside with a nice, very comfortable temperature out here in those 60s and 70s with the overcast skies really keeping those temperatures down. I even picked up some leaves here. You can kind of see maybe a little bit of fall colors, really nothing that we've been used to seeing here in Norman around this time of year because those temperatures have been really warm for quite a long time. And as far as this weekend goes, Garrett Tarver is going to be giving you some details on what we can expect, but I'm going to kind of spoil things here a little bit for you. We're expecting temperatures to warm back up. So we'll see how those things go by the weekend, but we're expecting warmer temperatures for this weekend. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Isaac. Apparently there is love in Oklahoma. Our newsroom confirmed today country music star Luke Combs will be performing at Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. The announcement is expected later this week, but OU Athletics teased the announcement on social media. Several other colleges around the country also released similar videos. We spoke to students on the South Oval to get their reactions to the concert.
Definitely being in the stadium will be really something that I'm looking forward to. I haven't seen a concert in there before.
I actually just found out, but I'm really excited.
I didn't really think there'd be a, such a big artist coming to town in OU. It's kind of crazy.
In a new era for Oklahoma's education system, as Lyndall Fields is officially sworn in as the state's new superintendent. Governor Kevin Stitt led the ceremony today at the state capitol.
To the best of my ability. So help me God. So help me God. Congratulations, Superintendent.
A State Board of Education meeting is expected to happen Thursday morning. There are two members of the board, Brian Bobeck and Wes Snowfire. An agenda for the meeting has not yet been released. And a day before, former FBI Director James Comey is set to be arraigned in federal court. Attorney General Bondi deflects questions on his case during a committee meeting. OU Nightly's Michael Thompson has that and the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center.
Attorney General Pam Bondi defends the indictment of James Comey today during a Senate hearing, adding she would not discuss her conversations with the president about the case.
I am not going to discuss pending cases because Comey was indicted in the Eastern District of Virginia by, I may point out, one of the most liberal grand juries in the country.
Bondi also refused to answer questions regarding DOJ attorneys who were fired following their work on January 6th cases. And a majority of the Supreme Court is likely to rule against Colorado's ban on LGBTQ+ conversion therapy for minors. Today, a Colorado therapist argues her First Amendment rights are being violated as she offered faith-based therapy for kids. State law regulates therapists by barring conversion therapy practices that have been scientifically discredited and linked to harm. And the war in Gaza moves into its third year, and peace talks are offering some hope. October 7th, 2023, Hamas led an attack on Israel, killing 1,200 people. More than 67,000 people have died in the war, and a third of them children, according to Gaza's Ministry of Health. This week, Israel and Hamas begin indirect talks about potentially ending the war and freeing hostages. And responding to the anniversary of the attacks, Senator James Lankford, in a post on social media, demotes the rise of anti-Semitism that has been seen across the world. Carlin, Julia.
Thanks, Michael. It's almost time for Cleveland County residents to make an important vote. We have the information of what voters can expect at the polls next week.
And drivers in Norman might notice some upcoming changes on a major highway. Find out what you can expect with these updates when we return. Thanks for joining us. A week from today, residents in Cleveland County will be voting on two bond measures. Jay Thomas, the superintendent of Little Axe Public Schools, says both bonds will go towards improvements to the district. The first bond on the ballot will go to funding a new high school. That is expected to cost around $57 million. The second bond will go to funding 6 to 8 new school buses and will cost around $1 million. Thomas tells OU Nightly that he hopes the bonds get approved as it would benefit the community.
And I really believe that this is going to be an icon for the community for years to come, for decades to come, because it is, it is going to be nice and it is going to be state of the art, and it's going to be something that the entire community can enjoy.
Early voting for the election starts this Thursday and Friday from 8 to 6 p.m. at the Cleveland County Election Board.
Citizens in Norman can expect to see new updates to the I-35 strip in McLean County. In a meeting yesterday, the Oklahoma Department of Transportation announced that they will reconstruct the road and make additional safety improvements. This project is a part of an $8 billion plan to improve highways and bridges across the state. Here you're taking a live look at I-35, where that construction is set to take place. It is currently unclear when the project will begin.
Well, it's the first year with the new dorms on campus, and many students have opinions.
We have what they are saying and how they compare to other housing when OU Nightly returns.
Keep the sweatshirt or grab the shorts. I'll have the answer after this break, as well as a look at your game day forecast. Boy, it's cloudy out there. It looks pretty great. That cloud keeping our temperatures pretty cool. That sun is away. 77 degrees for us. Feels like 79, still sticking below there, 80 degrees. And across the metro, we got 70s out there, 78 Shawnee, 77 down in Purcell, Chickasha, and Norman. Across the state, temperatures coolest out there in Guyman, 64 degrees, and warmer down to the south. Still a lot cooler than we were yesterday. Those temperature change, a 22-degree difference from now to yesterday. So Enid's feeling cool. We're feeling cool down here in Norman as well. 8-degree difference. And well, I don't know if it's going to stick around much longer. As we get into early tomorrow morning, we're going to be at 58 degrees. We haven't seen 50s in quite a while. We've seen those reversed, 58, 85 for us. Now 79. I think we're going to stay below 80 tomorrow here in Norman. A few areas around the metro could get up into those low 80s, but for the most part, going to stay pretty cool. And now we have a couple systems that are going to be coming through here. So that cold front moving through. This is our next system as we get into Wednesday afternoon. Let's see, is it going to get, nope, it's not going to get anywhere close to us. It's going to go just to the north. And then, well, we have another one coming up as we get later into Friday morning in northwestern Oklahoma. See if that makes it. Nope, it's not getting into Norman either. Maybe we've got another one here into Saturday. Let's see if it makes it. Well, we're going to have to wait to see if that's going to come down our direction, but it looks like we're going to be hot. The Climate Prediction Center has our 6-day temperature outlook above average. Look at that, all the way down from Norman, all the way down into Austin. It's going to be much warmer than normal for your Red River rivalry. I said it right. Oh boy, I need to pat myself on the shoulder for that one. 87 degrees for us on Saturday with a light south wind, so it's going to be pretty hot out there. That sun's going to be coming down, so you're going to want sunscreen and plenty of water. I know that can be hard sometimes at the state fair. I think it's more expensive than some other beverages out there. Allergy report, we're still sitting high for that ragweed, grass at a medium. Same thing for the mold, and those trees sitting at a low. So hopefully start to see some of that settle down as we get more cold fronts, at least get close to us. That 7-day forecast, 79 for us tomorrow, 83, 85 into Friday with those upper 80s coming back in as we get into Saturday and Sunday. Plenty of sunshine for us. Those morning temperatures feeling pretty nice. You know, that's what I really would rather have, but it looks like it's going to be a while before that is our official temperatures for fall.
Yeah, I mean, my question though, like I know a lot of people are probably planning their outfits for OU Texas right now as they head to Dallas. What do you say about that? What do you think people should wear?
Shorts. It's a concrete jungle down there. You're going to want shorts and a t-shirt and cowboy hat too. Keep the sun off you.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks, Garrett. OU's enrollment continues to get bigger and bigger, breaking the record of the largest freshman class in state's history. To accommodate OU, opened a new dorm named McCaslin Hall, and the tower dorms remain standing. OU Nightly reporter Hallie McPherson has the story.
Living in Walker has been fun. It's very social.
Obviously these dorms are like way nicer, and I mean those dorms aren't really the nicest. Very grateful we're living here.
OU's freshman class is the largest first-year class in state history with 6,251 students, breaking the university's enrollment record for the 5th year in a row. And some students live in the Walker dorm that was built in 1966, and some live in the new dorm named the McCaslin Hall that was completed just this year.
The fact that we're the first people to live here is really nice. Like taking a shower, we're like the only people that have taken a shower here.
Verkamp, who lives in Walker, says walking into McCaslin Hall for the first time was an experience.
When you walk in, like the air feels fresher, it smells cleaner. You have more space, more room to move, like in the dorms itself and in just like the hallways and the like living spaces.
The price comparison between McCaslin Hall and Walker Tower is just a $550 difference, and Verkamp has her opinions.
So yes, in some ways I do think it's unfair, especially because I'm pretty sure that we are paying the same price.
The Walker Tower is the old standard for OU housing, and the University of Oklahoma is in the works for another new dorm just south of McCaslin, ensuring more living spaces for students. I'm Hallie McPherson, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Hallie. OU continues to build more housing for the enrollment growth, as a new dorm named the South Building for first-year students is set to open next year, right next to McCaslin Hall.
Coming up in sports, a reigning OU National Championship team finds out their path to back-to-back titles.
And the search officially begins for OU's next athletic director.
Yeah, Carlin, and after a serious injury, what is OU doing to prevent the same thing from happening twice? And what did Brent Venables say about John Mateer today? Hear from him right after this break. Hello, I'm Landon Thomas, and it's time for sports. The biggest question of the week is the availability of OU quarterback John Mateer for the Red River rivalry, and ESPN reporter Pete Thamel has the answer, or may have the answer, I should say. Thamel reports Mateer is attempting a comeback ahead of Saturday, and the signs are there for a return. Mateer's Heisman odds have increased significantly, while the gambling odds trend towards OU. Brent Venables met with the media today and wouldn't say much about his starting quarterback.
He's doing his normal protocol. He's done zero good-on-good work.
Gotcha. What is it about this injury that
I don't know. I'm just going to cut you off. I don't know anything about the injury. So I'm just, when they tell me he's available, I'll let y'all know.
Mateer isn't the only Sooner who understands how big the Red River Showdown is, as the whole team is itching to get out there. After a disappointing 34-3 loss last year when they were heavy underdogs, the Sooners know that in that stadium, anything can happen.
I think we have the best rivalry in all of college football, because what other rivalry do you really have? Two teams that have so much history, and they meet right in the middle.
Emotions are high. You know, this is always a big one every year that we got marked on the calendar, but, you know, I'm always going to just revert back to my process and our standards here at Oklahoma.
Venables also told the media that he believes padding will be added on the brick wall directly behind the north end zone. This came after OU wide receiver Keontez Lewis attempted to catch a touchdown during the Kent State game and ran straight into the wall. He had to be carted off the field, but is thankfully okay. Today, OU listed the job posting for their next athletic director, as Joe Castiglione plans to retire in 2028. OU requires the next AD to be responsible for developing and executing the university's strategic plan, as well as overseeing the operational aspects of OU athletics. OU softball will play East A&M University today for their second game of their fall schedule at 6 p.m. The Sooners played Game 1 of their battle series last Friday, where Team Brent won with 5 runs, Team Bob was in second with 4, and Team Barry is in last with 3. And this is just in. OU Women's Athletics announced their 2026 schedule. The Sooners face all 3 championship finals competitors, and there is certainly not an easy way to defend the crown. Their season starts January 10th. Carlin, Julia.
Thanks, Landon. Well, is your check engine light on? Assistance is just around the corner.
Coming up, where you can go tonight to learn car care basics and get some free snacks while you're at it.
I'm McKinley Potter at the OU Nightly Update Desk. Norman City Council is set to hold a special meeting tonight. The agenda includes acceptance of Ward 3 Councilwoman Bree Montoya's resignation. This comes after a social media comments made by Montoya surfaced encouraging suicidal acts. Norman Mayor Stephen Tyler Holman has several names of possible replacements for the Ward 3 position. The meeting is scheduled for 5:30 p.m. Julia, Carlin.
Thanks, McKinley. We know you'll continue to keep us updated. Does the thought of fixing your own car worry you? AAA is here to help before the winter months arrive.
Tonight at 6:30, they're hosting Girls' Night at the Garage, where they will go over basic car maintenance, and despite the name, all are welcome to come learn.
The event will be located at 2520 West Main Street in Norman and ends at 8:30.
Sign-ups are open on their website and will stay open until the event starts. Now, I wish they had this event last week because my car went kabooey, basically.
What do you mean kabooey?
Well, first there was a flat tire, and that's all. Flat tire and a parking brake.
That happens with the heat. And well, we've had plenty of it. It's a little bit cooler today, but we're getting colder into tomorrow. Well, we warm back up Thursday, Friday, Saturday, into next week with those mid-80s coming on back in.
Well, thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Julia Roberts.
And I'm Carlin McCreary. Be sure to tune into OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.